Alright guys, welcome back to the first update on Tropical Cyclone Freddy, which formed in the Australian region in the South Indian Ocean. I believe it's in the Timor Sea, or it might just be a bit west of the Timor Sea. As you can see in the satellite imagery, looking pretty good, especially for a tropical storm at this stage. Of course, the system did rapidly consolidate, and we now have a tropical cyclone. Like yesterday, I was speaking about 94S, and I was saying how this system could develop before 94S did, and it actually happened. 94S could develop in the long term, though, and we also have, I think it's 92P, which could also develop. So currently, the Australian region's having a bit of a party. Thankfully, Freddy is not going to be a threat to any land. It's just going to be sort of a fish storm, but we could be seeing a Category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson scale here. That is a pretty high possibility, and it is pretty likely to happen. Currently, the storm has wind gusts of 75 miles per hour, that is 65 knots, a pressure of 993 millibars, and it is moving southwest at 13 miles per hour, and it is a level 5 on my wind gust scale, as this latest update brought to you by Curtis Simplified. So take a look at the estimates here. ATCF 60 miles per hour, the Bureau of Meteorology going with 50 miles per hour, but that's in 10 minutes sustained winds. I'm not sure how to convert it over. Please let me know how to convert it over. That would really help. ADT was 60 miles per hour, and the Curtis Simplified analysis are also at 60 miles per hour currently. Taking a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's forecast cone, and we can see that Category 3 peak they're expecting right there. Expected it to reach Category 3, and this looks like it's going to be a very small system. This system actually does remind me quite a bit of Vernon when that was intensifying. I don't think it's going to intensify as fast as that did, though, but the rapid intensification models are being triggered from this system. This system is triggering rapid intensification models, so the storm could rapidly intensify. Currently, sea surface temperatures, wind shear is so favorable for the next 2 days. So realistically, the storm has that window to do whatever it wants. Currently, it's going to be a bit slow at intensifying now, mainly because the centers aren't perfectly aligned yet, but once they get perfectly aligned, this storm's just going to pop off. It's going to really rapidly intensify, and we could be seeing that Category 3 peak the JTWC is expecting. It could even be a higher peak. Take a look at the JTWC forecast cone here. We can see that 100 knot peak, and then they're expecting some pretty gradual weakening, but then look at that, it re-intensifies back to 95 knots. After that, and the wind gusts are expected when it's at its peak to be at 125 knots, which I believe equates to 145 miles per hour. So very, very powerful wind gusts over the open waters. It could be maybe causing elevated waves for Western Australia, but I doubt it. Is very far away from Western Australia. Take a look at the GFS ensembles. We can see they're not expecting a pretty powerful storm. This is just more for the track. And we can see that track is pretty certain at the start. It continues being pretty certain, and the intensity from there end is pretty certain, but it does start to get a bit more uncertain at the end, where some of the models take it into the South Indian Ocean more, while some of them just turn it south and make it go extra tropical, which is I was about to say it's becoming more likely, but some of the other models also predict it will go in the South Indian. So realistically, whatever the storm wants to do, and of course, when we get closer to the time, we will know what's going to happen. Take a look at the visible shortwave IR imagery here. We can see a really nice storm. I mean, this is prime Australian region right here. Inflow's really good. Outflow was there. It's sort of backed off a little bit. Inflow, though, pretty decent. If I may say, inflow is really good on the storm. Looking like a very good banding feature there as well. The banding feature looking very solid. Good convection as well. Good thunderstorms wrapping into the storm, and I think that's being fed by the sea surface temperatures. And they're actually going to be increasing for the storm as it starts to move south, and it will eventually likely enter a pocket of 30-degree waters and 10 to 15 knots of wind shear. That is prime conditions for intensification. Take a look at some true color zoomed out imagery here. You can see the vastness of Australia there, the Timor Sea to the east, and then this system right there looking really sharp on the satellite imagery front. It is honestly looking really good for a tropical storm. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is already starting to really get its act together and really rapidly intensify. It may be doing, we just really don't know. because of course those recon planes don't go into these storms. We can only really tell from spirometers and microwave imagery and just satellite imagery, but really looking sharp on this front. And yeah, it's not going to be a threat to land, thankfully. And yeah, I will continue to track this storm as it continues just moving out into the open South Indian Ocean. Anyway, thank you for watching this update on Tropical Cyclone Freddy. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next update. Peace out.